Hey everyone, Shima here. Today I have my friend with me in Bangalore. I'm so um, happy and grateful to him because I was able to come to his house. He treated me like a prince, and I'm having a very good time with him in his garden. As you can see, there's a lovely garden here. So as we were communicating since I came here, not just chit chatting but also communicating with each other, I just figured out that let me ask him what does he feel about his long tenure of business and also personal life. So like all of us, he has gone through lots of ups and downs, not only in his personal life but also in his business. Though he's very successful, he's been always. But let's take a look at how communication skills helped him to not only crack some deals in business but also deal with some tough people in his life. So let me pass the mic over to my very good friend here, Mr. Paul George.
So, for example, as you know, in every area of your life, be it personal, be it professional, every area of your life, there are various relationships that you have. There are various other people involved. And that's where communication comes into play. It's about how you're interacting with them and how they're able to understand you and to be able to give you the response that you want. So, the response that you want is only in the way that you can articulate yourself, and not just verbally, but also gracefully conduct yourself when you're handling a particular situation or when you're working with a particular situation. So you are able to now get the other person to understand and be in that energy. And the same can be conveyed even if it's online, or even for that matter if it's just on the phone, because we have various modes of communication within us internally. And like the studies have shown, only 7% is from the communication, the words that are coming out. The remaining 93% comes from who you are, comes from the energy that you're getting out there, because people can immediately pick up on that. And at the end of the day, in this world, people buy people. And they buy who you are, they buy your value system, they buy what is it that you stand for. And if you have that strong with you, communication becomes like a flowing river. So for me, it's extremely important to be able to communicate. And it's not. It doesn't. It's not about the language. It's about the style. It's about the way you actually put your message out, and the way you're able to get back a response that is beneficial to the larger goal or to anything that you're looking to work on. So I hope this gives it a better understanding of why communication is important, not just for professional or for business, but also just for you to be able to communicate with yourself also internally, so that there is a holistic growth going out there. So I hope this helps.
Absolutely. Can you cite some examples of how you handle tough people?
So one of my in business especially, of course, when you're putting something out there and you have you're asking for a price from it, people initially want to know why are you stating that kind of price, and that comes out as a little bit of toughness. Now what really happens here is that the idea that one trick that I can show you is you have to match that person. So let's say if somebody's coming across as tough and thing, try to understand holistically where are they coming from. So leave out what they're saying, but try to look at their posture, their personality, coming at that. Because sometimes, and this typically happens and you'll see it, salespeople are sometimes the most hated people, right? And when they're the most hated people, immediately when you try to sell something, people are listening, they're waiting for you to deliver value. The moment you come out with a sales pitch, you see a different persona in them. And that is because it has triggered something. You're trying to take something from them. But this is when you understand and you match it with the way that you're giving out your value, the way you're giving that out. And if somebody comes at you tough at you, you've got to be even tougher when you're giving out more value. and immediately you'll understand that there is a synchronization that happens, and then the questions will start moving towards, okay, how do I make better use of this value? And so this is one way I've really had to handle with tough situations, tough communications. And of course, if there are really aggressive people and they seem angry and really riled up, the best way to communicate with them is to take a deep breath and keep yourself at silent. Allow them to now feel your energy and calm down and silence down. Once you feel that you are both at the same level, they seem calm, you seem calm, then you can slowly initiate the communication again so that there is a valid response. So this is just some of the hacks that we use to deal with tough situations, tough communication hacks.
Excellent. Paul, thank you so much for all your inputs. What should be your last word for people who want to learn communication skills, but just not able to give time to it? What kind of advice you can give to them? If somebody is really willing to improve communication skills, but is not willing to give time, what should they do? Like, should they, make that commitment to themselves to learn, to slot out times in their schedule? Like, what would have you done?
That's a valid question, but I'd like to put this out here for people who are really, really willing to improve their communication. I don't think they would not give time for it. But if somebody is really willing to do it and not giving time for it, that means they are in the community or they're here for another reason. So try to figure out what that reason is, because you want to be here, you are in the community, you probably are logging into calls, you're listening to all the sessions, but then once you log off, you just don't have the time. So then you need to question for yourself is what exactly then what payoff am I getting by being part of this community? Because if you really want to improve your communication, it will come from inherently, because you're here and you will automatically give that time to learn, to improve yourself, to keep listening, to work with pronunciations, understand the meaning of words before you're using them, because that could also be. But if time's not a factor, then that means there's something else you're getting out of this being in this space, and it's a payoff. So try to understand what that is and how is that connected with communication, and then put in the time to improve on that.
Superb. Thank you so much, Paul, for all the great inputs, and we will see you soon. Thank you. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, Shimaya.